Greetings everybody, Nick DiVirgilio here, and today's video is on this Welch Tuning Systems Epiphany Series 3-piece shell pack. I'm sure you can tell at first glance that these drums are different, and they are different. Welch's tuning system is totally unique and very easy to use. The drums sound great, and they're an awful lot of fun to play. Now, in this video today, I will not be showing you how to change the heads because not too long ago, I made a video with the Welch snare drum and went through the whole process of taking the wire off and changing the head and showing how easy it really is to do. I'll talk about the process today for sure, but if you want to see it in action, the link to that video is going to be in the description below, and I encourage you to check it out because all of the Welch drums all work exactly the same way. And with that being said, let me take you through some of the details of this great kit. This 3-piece shell pack comes with an 8x12-inch rack tom, a 12x14-inch floor tom, and a very cool, very punchy, with a lot of low end 14x20-inch kick drum. There is a matching snare that you can purchase if you like, and Welch also makes a fantastic brass snare drum as well. For today's video, I grabbed a Ludwig snare from our collection in Sweetwater Studios. The shells are 7 plies of premium maple with 45-degree bearing edges, and on the insides of the drums, they've added a satin sealer to help expand the lifespan of these drums. You get 2.3mm triple flanged hoops and 10.5mm floor tom legs, and to round it all out, very nice keyless bass drum spurs, and that's really cool. On top of all that, you get a very cool looking matte black finish, which is always a classy color and it'll look good anywhere. Now to what makes these drums truly unique, the proprietary wire tension tuning system. Every Welch drum comes with the single point tuning mechanism that allows for super fast tuning adjustments. Also, the heads, both the top and the bottom, have the same tension all the way around. There's no more tension rods to deal with on these Welch kits. The pulleys and the system components are all die cast along with the stainless steel aircraft cable. It is a 90% free floating design, giving these drums great resonance and tone. Now let me take a few minutes now to play the drums individually for you. Nice open maple tone. They're bright and punchy, just have a really cool, very nice resonance to the drums. Now let me put the snare wires on because there was no buzz in the background, but you should hear it with the buzz in the background too. Check it out. Now let's check out the sound of this kick drum, first with the snare wires off, and then I'll turn the wires on as I play. Here we go. It's a really punchy tone, and there's a lot of low end, especially from my vantage point, sitting behind the kit. I feel the drum, which is really cool. So with the bright, punchy tone of the toms and the fat low end and punch of the kick drum, it's a great combination. Now, let's get into this tuning system. You have one peg that tunes the drum. So as I'm sitting here, the pitch of the rack tom here has kind of a jazzy sound. It's a little bit high pitched. If I want to tune it higher or lower, I just turn the key. It's so simple. That is very cool. Let's take it down now. Easily getting into more of a rock sound just by turning the key. Now these drums are wide open, no dampening at all. It's a single ply coated head. I have a snare weight dampener on the snare. Let me put that on this drum real quick just so you can hear this drum with a little bit of dampening. Still a great tone. Take the dampening off. It has just a slight bit more punch to it when the dampening's not there. So you could take these drums all kinds of places. I really encourage you, after you get this kit, use the stock heads, which are fine, but put on different heads. Different head combinations will totally change the sound of these drums or any drums you have at home. And find the heads that you love the most, put them on these drums, and you're off to the races. It'll sound great. Now the same goes with the floor tom and the kick drum. The tuning key for the floor tom is right next to my thigh here, right next to my knee. Let me take the drum up and down for you so you can hear what it sounds like. That's pretty high for a floor tom. Let's go back down the other way. Find the sweet spot, maybe grab some dampening. I'll use this snare weight again. And then if you get a little bit of that dive bomb sound, all you need is maybe a quarter, a half a turn to take that away and just dial in the exact sound you're looking for. Very cool. Lots of sustain, lots of low end, lots of punch. I'm going to bring back the rack tom a little bit. It's a lot of fun. The same thing happens with your kick drum as well. Now I have a little bit of dampening on the inside of the kick drum, an Evans EQ pillow, just touching the front side, the batter side, and the reso side. But if you want to take the pitch up or down, just turn the key. I've turned the key maybe 4 or 5 full turns. Here's what the kick drum sounds like. Definitely a little bit higher. The low end is taken away just a little bit because I'm bringing up the pitch so much. I also want to point out that there is a hole in the resonant head. If you leave the head on without the hole and maybe no dampening, crank this kick drum up pretty high, you have a great sounding jazz kick drum. But I like to rock here at Sweetwater in the video studio here, so I'm going to bring the kick drum back down. Let's find that low punchy sound that we had before. Comes back very quickly. 3 or 4 or 5 turns. Also, check out the tension of the wire here. It's pretty loose, right? The wire's not going to be so tight that you think it might break or anything like that. This aircraft grade steel wire can hold a ton of tension, especially if you get a Welch snare drum where you're going to crank it up pretty high. You never have to worry about these wires breaking. So now I've changed the tuning up and down a little bit on the rack tom, the floor tom, and the kick drum. Let me put it all together and play the drums just a little bit more for you so you can hear it in action. Here we go. Now, the last thing I want to say is heads. Changing the heads, how hard is it? How long does it take? Well, I want to encourage you to check out that snare drum video like I mentioned earlier on. The link is in the description below. But a quick overview is that it doesn't take that long at all. All you have to do is just kind of get used to the process. If you're used to changing heads on a regular drum, you have to loosen all the tension rods, take the rim off. That can take some time depending on what kind of drum you have. And the same thing goes here. All you do is take the tuning key, you loosen it up all the way. One end of the steel wire has a little ball end, the other end doesn't. You attach the ball end into the mechanism, run the wire through the pulleys up and down in the triangle fashion like you see on the drums. When you get the wire all the way around the drum and back to the tuning mechanism, you just fold it over inside. It has a hole for it. It's very easy to do. And then start turning. Turn the key, put the tension on the drum, and you're good to go. So it's just a matter of getting used to the process, but it doesn't take any more time than changing a regular drum head. And it's worth mentioning one more time that every drum works exactly the same way. Just the kick drum is a little bit bigger than the rack tom, than the floor tom, or the snare drum. Well, there you go. A super cool drum kit from Welch Tuning Systems. The Epiphany Series 3-piece shell pack will work in any situation you throw at it. They're fun to play, they sound great, and they have a very cool, inspiring look. If you want any more information about these Welch Tuning System drums, make sure you go to our best-in-class website, Sweetwater.com, or reach out to your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video, and keep on making music, everybody. Cheers. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click right here for more videos just like this one, or go to Sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.